started for the webinar. The first webinar was started for the Dr. Vargish. Dr. Vargish for the making the patent, how to make the patent, how to register the patent. We discuss the more. Then next webinar, Dr. Sobin from the SRM University, he discussed for the one-dimensional materials. And a third webinar, Dr. from Balaji through, he discussed about the future direction of the robotics, like how it's going to act for the like human. And like fourth webinar, Dr. Karthikeyan Vaidyanathan is given the like how to use the for the electrics in the sustainability through the this coming upcoming the world. And the next fifth webinar, Dr. John from the Singapore University, given the like talk about the microplastic are everywhere. How to use the microplastics? How we are using in the microplastic in the world. And the sixth webinar, so drug development changes from the based on the bioinformatics view. So, this talk given by the Princess Vijay Babu from the Gujarat. So next our today's talk, Dr. Rachana Das, professor from the my MP, and like upcoming talks from this based on CSIRs, because CSIR this December is going to over all the exams. So next batch we are starting for the CSR based GATE exam and CSR exams. So coming 8th we are going to start for the 8th webinar around city concept of the IIT JAM and CSR GATE based exam. Dr. Rajkumar from Madurai. So other we started for the establishing the scientific knowledge for the expecting from the scientific expert from the seminar and the webinars. We already conducted the plan for the 8 webinars. Next we're going to plan for the seminars, particularly for seminar for the college and a webinar for the all India level webinars. And we're calling for the scientific expert for the papers also. Like each person who are interested they can give for the each paper or each topic example subject wise or subject wise or based on publication wise also we can view the webinars. Next we started for the YouTube publications. Who are interested they can talk to for the webinar, like you take the 1 hour class we can publish for our YouTube channels that is going to reach for the all over India. So next we given the for the book chapter called for. So already we initiated for the book chapter for the accepting the abstract. So this submission for the abstract is like 13th December. Today is the last date, and 17th is for the abstract and the notifications, and the full chapter submission is 20 February. So another book chapter also going to start for the organic chemistry and inorganic chemistry also as soon as possible. Another book chapter like a nanomaterials also going to start for this book chapters. So we're taking for the CSR based chemical exam also, like we myself and Ganesh Raja Rajkumar already we started for the CSR based class also in Tamil Nadu. So next we're calling for the e-content writers, like from the research scholars or MSc student and the postdoctoral guys and other professors also we're expecting for the e-content writers. And like we are expecting for the VAT volunteers also, like we have more than 10 volunteers, particularly more active volunteers from the Sudharani, Anand, and Muthu Chelvan, and Pradibha, and Ajit Kumar, and Mageshwaran, Muthu Kumaran, Aswin Kumar, and Arjun. So I hope the program will be great and successful. I hope you will be enjoy this program. And thank you for all the participants who are working for this really hard for this program. Have a nice time. Thank you, Rajkumar.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Dr. K. Rajkumar, sir, UIT Secretary, for the introduction of Chief Guest.
I welcome our chief guest, Dr. Rajneet Das, professor from Department of Chemistry, Harsing Gaura Central University, who is a service-minded person who is interacted with me, and right now he is going to present for our UAT webinar series. So I heartily welcome our chief guest, and I would like to introduce with the couple of slides. So who is a Professor Nes Das is a organic chemistry specialization person, and in specifically with the synthetic organic chemistry, medical chemistry, and nanocatalysis and electrochemistry is a background of his research. And interesting career is more than 17 years teaching experience with a 21 years experience in the research field. And after getting his PhD award from 2001, he started his teaching as well as a research career in the Central University. So right now, PhD awarded person is three, and ongoing researchers are 8 persons from his group. And about his journals, which is published is nearby 70, and book chapter is 3. Overall article which is presented within the 5 years is high number, which is at 28. And I am looking his overall career, academic career, which is a director, and he is executive council member and board of studies and managing editor, and he is a editorial board members as well as a reviewer of more than 2 3 journals. Okay. So we hope he is also going to combine with our UAT for the book chapters, and we are going to ask him in future. So is the next us team who is a responsible person for the upgraded of his overall graphical representation and number of journals, who is the backbone of him. And I later on achieved and icon is 13, and he also has a recent PhD who is submitted for who is a scholar submitted under him. Is a lab. We got three projects under the UGC SERP and the MPC ST from the 16 to 18. So interesting information is journal. So recent 5 years, he achieved a 28 journals under his research work. Highlighted one is in the 2021, he got several number of journals. So we hope it will start from the 21st. We may get many more journals. So we are welcoming you, sir, and to interact, interact, interact with the future. We are also coming for the future publications with our team also. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rajkumar, for a very long description. I didn't need that one. So I'll just start my. Let me share the slide. Is the slide visible?
It's visible.
Slides visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So, dear friends, as Dr. Rajkumar has given a broad description, it was not required. I am basically organic chemist, as Dr. Rajkumar has already told you. Basically, I am working in the field of heterocyclic synthesis, and we are synthesizing the compounds which are medicinally important. Basically, these compounds are used as anti-tuberculosis and anti-cancer. And what we have seen while working in these years, that the catalyst we are using those are hazardous to environment as well as to.
Sir, your slide is not visible.
No, slide is not visible.
Now it is okay.
Slide is there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what we have seen, instead of using these normal catalysts, now we are doing the organic synthesis, and what we have started recently, we have
Sir,
now
again
using
slide.
nanocatal. Pardon?
Again slide is not visible.
That is slide. Now let me share again. Now,
Started, sir. Please put this
with,
screen share.
no, I have already done.
At the time, no, it's not visible.
Now,
When you are trying to put a full screen, it is not visible.
no, just a minute. I will share again.
Okay.
Now,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
so dear friends, this is Dr. Hari Singh Gaur University, a central university which is located in a very remote area, that is Sagar. It is in Madhya Pradesh, and I think this is the first university in the world. This statue you can see, this is our founder, Dr. Hari Singh Gaur. So he was the founder member and he was the first vice chancellor of our university. And some of you might be knowing that he was the first vice chancellor of Delhi University. So why I am saying this is the first university in the world, because he was the person who donated each and every penny from his pocket and founded this university. So as you all have seen the slide which Dr. Rajkumar has shown, that the title of today's talk will be a concurrent scenarios. Hello, Rajkumar ji, I am seeing my voice is echoing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please proceed.
So, a concurrent scenarios in green chemistry and nanomaterial. As I was saying, what we have done, instead of using this
Excuse
normal
me,
catalyst, we
Dr.
have
Rajkumar, can you mute your audio because it's come? Yeah,
some ego is there.
yeah. Now it's okay. Yeah, please proceed, sir. Please.
Slide is there. Can you see the slide?
Ah,
Yes.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay then. So nowadays nanoparticles, as we all know, have drawn attention of scientists. And why they have drawn their attention to the scientists? Because they have extensive application in development of new technologies, especially in the areas of electronic, material science, catalyst and medicine at the nanoscale level. And we all, I think mostly you all must be from chemistry background, so we all know that natural products are the main source of motivation to design and synthesize new molecules for drug development. Most of these natural products consist of a heterocyclic core. And why I am saying this, because we are, for what moiety we are taking nowadays, we are working with indole molecule. So all of you, those who are from chemistry background, they must be knowing that indole is a molecule which has a nitrogen as heteroatom. So indole moiety has been employed in designing of new heterocyclic compounds with diverse biological and pharmacological properties. And that I have told that basically we are preparing the compounds which have anti-tubercular activity and anti-cancer activity. And as we know, indole has many pharmacological properties like antimicrobial, anti-tubercular, anti-malarial, anti-tubulin, etc. And the synthesis of three substitutive indole via Novinogel and Michael reaction is found to be atom efficient. This I will show in next slides. Okay, what we have done, we have synthesized many derivatives of indole, and substitution we have done at three position. And those who are from chemistry background, they must be knowing that indole is a very important compound, and basically it was synthesized and we have used the primary synthesis, and now we have switched over from indole Fischer synthesis to Novenogel and Michael reaction. And indole and its derivatives are known as an important class of heterocyclic compounds in the pharmaceutical industry as well as in synthetic chemistry. Now, what I will discuss later. Okay, what we have done, we have synthesized many derivatives, and we have used multi-component reaction. And as you all must be knowing that multi-component reaction are of immense importance in the field of medicinal chemistry. The development of multi-component reaction designed to produce multifaceted biological active compounds. It has become an important area of research in organic and medicinal chemistry. These multi-component reaction favors molecular diversity to be generated by mixing simple precursors by facial creation of several new bonds in a single step transformation. So what is the beauty of this reaction, multi-component reaction, that this is one pot synthesis, and this can be done frequently and without using any normal catalyst. So as we all know, and I have told, indole and the derivatives have attracted much attention because of their medicinal property and biological activity as well as synthetic application in organic synthesis. And just few months before, we have published one paper with bis-indole 3 methane, which we call BIM, which contain two indole or substitute indole unit in a molecule, and they are widely found in the structure of many bioactive compounds extracted from various plants. So some of BIM derivatives acts at CNS or are used as antibiotics. Furthermore, other BMI derivatives can increase the body's natural metabolism of hormone, and they promote good estrogen. This is a hormone. Now I'll skip some slides because Rajkumarji, we have to wind up at 7, or I can extend up to some more time.
You can extend it some more time, sir. No problem.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
sure, sure.
please.
So the high atom, okay, okay. So the high atom economy, mild condition, structural complexity, and environmentally benign synthesis of some valuable heterocyclic scaffolds are one of the most advantageous features that is encountered in multi-component reaction. And as you all know, heterogeneous catalysis in water as a solvent is regarded as green and sustainable approach. In some reactions, I will show that instead of using catalyst, what we have done, we have taken solvent as water, and the reaction gives good yield. So we are moving towards green and sustainable approach because we don't want that what byproducts are formed in these organic reactions. They, as I have told, they pollute our environment and they are hazardous to the person who are working in the lab. So as we know, water is the most environmentally benign, non-flammable, and naturally available solvent, and therefore it is the obvious choice. Water also offers the benefit of an expensive and simple workshop and purification that can be carried out by phase separation of techniques. So many of these reported methods involve the use of expensive, moisture-sensitive, non-recyclable reagent and required extended reaction time and harsh condition. Therefore, it is still desirable to improve an efficient and practical method for synthesis of indole derivatives. So the use of heterogeneous catalysts have received considerable attention due to their operational advantage, such as insolubility in organic solvent as well as in water. And the attacking group play a vital role in heterogeneous synthesis. So the organic reaction and aqueous media are therefore an attractive area in green chemistry. So the nature of catalyst and solvent plays a crucial role in determination of product and selectivity. This, those who are working in the organic field, they must be knowing. So, keeping in view of diverse biological activity associated with indoles, it was thought to construct a novel system which may combine to become some bioactive rings together in a single molecular framework to see the additive effect towards their biological activities. So due to diverse aforementioned properties of indole derivatives, significant efforts have been directed towards development of efficient and environment-friendly synthetic process for their application. So many procedures have been reported for the synthesis of this class of molecule based on electrophilic substitution reaction of indole with various aldehyde or ketone in the presence of different Bronsted or Lewis acid. So I'll skip these slides. And friends, as you I have told, okay, now what we are doing, we are preparing metal nanoparticles. So these metal nanoparticles catalyze reactions have many advantages compared to traditional metal catalyzed reaction, including low cost loading, low cost, a strong atom efficiency, higher yield, reaction time is shortened, and the opportunity of recycle of catalyst. The beauty of this using of nanoparticle metal nanoparticle is that these catalysts are recyclable. In the next few slides I will show how we have used these nanoparticles, and we have used them, we have recycled, and the single nanoparticle is used many times. And indole and the derivatives have attracted much attention because of the medicinal property and biological activity as well as synthetic application in organic synthesis. So there are numerous methods developed for the synthesis of indole, and more efficient and straightforward synthetic strategies are still in high demand due to their importance in material science and versatile therapeutic applications. So all of you might be wondering why I am talking about indole and why we have taken indole. So dear friends, as I will be showing in next slide, indole is the parent substance of large number of important compound that occurs in nature. So indole are simple alkyl indoles, and they are colorless crystalline solid with a range of odor from naphthalene like in the case of indole itself to facial in the case of 3-methyl indole. So this you all must be knowing, this is indole. It has heterocyclic ring and nitrogen is the heteroatom. So this first is indole, second is 3-methyl indole, tryptophan. This is, you all must be knowing, indole 3 acetic acid. Those who are from biological side, they must be knowing indole 3 acetic acid. So these are the structure. This is indole 3 acetic acid. This is primary moiety, that is indole. In the next slide, you will see that this is tryptamine, serotonin. These all are naturally occurring compound, and these all compounds they contain. Here you can see indole moiety is present in all of these compounds. These all compounds are naturally occurring. Therefore, we have taken the moiety that is indole. These are also some compounds like tryptophan, tryptamine, serotonin, melatonin. These are the known compounds. Now, friends, I before going to the what we have done in our lab, I'll just have few slides about what is green chemistry. So, the term green chemistry, as we all know, was coined by Ernestus, and he defined green chemistry as efficiently utilizes raw material, eliminate waste, and avoids the use of toxic or hazardous reagent and solvent in the manufacture application of chemical products. So as I was saying, those who are from organic or inorganic, those who are working in wet labs, what we do, we just plan and we synthesize our desired product. We never think with our desired product, many byproducts are formed, and these byproducts are toxic to environment as well as to the person who are working in the lab. So now everywhere in the world, the person who are working in wet labs, now they are thinking towards why not before starting a reaction we should design or we should plan our strategy in such a way that the byproducts which are formed they should not be hazardous to environment. So there were 12 principles of green chemistry. The first was prevention. So it is better to prevent waste than to treat or clean up waste after it has been created. So as I have told, before we start a reaction, what we have to do, we have to think that what we are synthesizing. We must think that our product is formed, that is good, but instead of forming some byproduct, we must plan that the byproducts formed are very little or no byproducts are formed. So once our compound is formed, as you all know, it is very difficult to clean or treat that compound. So the first principle itself says prevention. So it is better to prevent than to create. Second principle was atom economy. So synthetic methods should be designed to maximize the incorporation of material used in the process into the final product. So dear friends, when we synthesize any compound, if we are mixing A and B, and we have to think that only our desired compound, that is C, should be formed. But what we see, when we mix A and B, C, D, E, many type of compounds are formed. So we must think about prevention, then we must think about atom economy. The third principle was less haphazard chemical synthesis. So whenever practical you are doing in your lab, synthetic method should be designed to use and generate substance that possess little or no toxicity to human health and environment. Next principle was designing safer chemicals. So the chemical products should be designed to effect their desired function while minimizing their toxicity. Next principle was safer solvents and auxiliaries. Those who are working in the field of organic synthesis or in wet lab, they are doing any work in field of organic, what we do, we use variety of solvents for separation, for derivatization. So instead of doing this derivatization or using different solvent, we should use safer solvent. And what I am talking about myself, what we are doing, instead of using these normal catalyst, we have turned our research toward to use nanometals and isoporous compounds as catalyst, and instead of using these solvents, we are using water as solvent. Next principle for green chemistry was designed for energy efficiency. So energy requirement of chemical process should be recognized for their environmental and economic impact. So this we can do if we conduct the reaction at room temperature or at low pressure. Next is use of renewable feedstock. So a raw material of feedstock should be renewable rather than depleting. So what we have to plan before starting our reaction, that the feedstock should be renewable instead of depleting. So as I have told, I will be showing in few slides that what catalyst we are using that can be recycled. Next, this organic chemist must remember reduced derivatization. What we are doing, we synthesize a series of compound and then we go for derivatization. So unnecessary derivatization, use of blocking group, protection, deprotection, temporary modification of physical and chemical process, these should be minimized or avoided if possible, because such steps require additional reagent and they can generate waste. Next is catalysis. So catalytic reagent are superior to stoichiometric reagent. Next principle was designed for degradation. So friends, chemical products should be designed so that at the end of their function they break down into inchoate degraded product and do not persist in the environment. When you synthesize a reaction or when you plan to synthesize a product, just remember that the byproducts which will be formed during your reaction. That byproduct, because if it will persist in the environment, it will cause pollution. This is very important, real time analysis. So analytical methodologies have to be further developed to allow real time process, because whenever you are doing a reaction, once you mix your reactant, your reaction is started. So in organic chemistry we don't have any type of mechanism where we can, while reaction is going on, we can analyze the product which is found, whether that product will be hazardous to environment or not. So real time analysis is very difficult when we are working in field of organic chemistry. So some analytical chemists or some analytical methodologies need to be developed. Next principle was inherently safer chemistry for accidental prevention. So we have to move towards safer chemistry, because whenever you are doing some reaction in your lab, we must be aware and we must be very cautious that we don't have any chemical accident, we don't include release or explosion and fires. So these were the principles. Now friends, what I have told you, what we have done, and this paper has already been published, this is facile one pot synthesis of noble series of 2 1H indole 3 aryl methyl 5 dimethyl cyclohexane 1 3 dione. So we have prepared this, and what I was saying, we have, instead of using normal catalyst, we have used mesoporous cupric oxide as reusable heterogeneous catalyst, and instead of using any solvent, we have done this reaction in water, and the compounds formed were anti-TB and the antitubercular nature of synthesized compound we have determined by means of sorry, disk diffusion assay. So green mesoporous cupric oxide catalyzed one pot three component reaction of indole, aldehyde and dimidone. Here you can see we have taken aldehyde, this is indole, this is dimidone. And the beauty of this reaction, as I have told, we have taken mesoporous cupric oxide as catalyst. This reaction was done at room temperature and the solvent was water. And this was the compound which we have formed. This is 2 1H indole 3Y methyl 5 dimethyl cyclohexane 1 3 dione. We have prepared a library of this compound. So, a simple and efficient protocol for synthesis of diindole oxyindole derivative in presence of catalytic amount of graphene oxide as a heterogeneous catalyst in water medium. This also we have done. Now here, instead of taking any normal catalyst, we have taken graphene oxide. This reaction was also performed. We used water as solvent, and the reaction was carried out at room temperature, and here you can see the yield was near about 65 to 95%. So graphene oxide, a soluble water material with a honeycomb structure, that is sp2 sp3 structure in 2D building stone for carbon material fullerene and nanotubes. Those who are from chemistry background, they all know the advantage of graphene oxide. And this is the structure. This is another reaction. Here you can see hydroamination of alkenes. It known to be easily performed under gold catalysis. Moreover, the heterogeneous catalysis allows an easy recycling of the catalyst. Thus, commercial gold nanoparticles supported on titanium dioxide were successfully tested for alkyl hydroamination. Here we have taken gold, it was supported with tin titanium oxide, and the yield was 63 to 97%. And again, instead of any solvent, we have taken water. So this is again one reaction. This is one pot, two-step synthesis of, here we have taken gold under hydrogenation condition. Here this is two-step. First step was performed at 60 degree, but before reactions we have taken, here we water as solvent, but while doing this reaction we saw that the feasibility was very less in water, so we have to take toluene as solvent. I'll skip some slides. This is also a one facile efficient catalytic approach for multi-component one pot synthesis of novel. This is Spiro compound, is Spiro, indole, pyrathanazole, carbonitriles. Here also you can see we have taken nanoparticle nickel oxide, and instead of this reaction also in water, if we tried, the yield was very less, so we have to take solvent, and we have taken here ethanol, and in this reaction also we have taken ethanol. So this is another reaction. I'll skip some slides because many reactions are there. So this is the optimization reaction. Here you can see when we have taken water, the yield was near about 72%. When we mixed water with ethanol in 9:1 ratio, the temperature again was room temperature. The yield was again good. It was 78% with pure water under reflux condition. That, see here you can see with water and an ethanol the time was 130 minutes, but when we remove this ethanol and instead of room temperature we did just reflux the reaction with solvent, water as a solvent, the time decreased from 130 minutes to 30 minutes, and yield also increased from 82 to 84%. And if we do the same reaction, water and ethanol, as I have told here, 9:1, here it was room temperature, here it is in reflux condition. So when this was in room temperature, time was 130 minutes, but now you can see time decreased to 15 minutes and reaction yield increased to 94%. So this is again the optimization reaction condition of synthesis of model compound. Ethanol, time was less than 1 hour and the yield was 90%. So what we have done, this is the mechanism of this reaction. This is again a synthesis of compound, and again you can see here we have done this reaction at room temperature and solvent free, no solvent was used, and the whole synthesis was done in presence of water as a solvent. So this was the optimization. Here you can see when we took ethanol, time was 8 hours, yield was 50%. When we took water, the time decreased to 3 hours and yield was again 50%. So these are two mechanisms. Here also the optimized condition of the reaction, which you can see that water, no time was very less, temperature was 60, no reaction was there. Sorry. This was the reaction. So when we tried to do it with water, there was no yield. So this reaction was not feasible with water. We increased the temperature also from room temperature to 100 degree, but no yield was there. So what we did, we didn't use any solvent. So this whole reaction, as you can see here, we have done in solvent free condition, and here you can see the time decreased. It was half an hour. The temperature we have to increase up to 120 degree, and the yield increased to 90 degree. So in few reactions we can't use water. So this is the same reaction as I have told कि we have taken aldehyde, imidone and indole. This is same we have discussed. So for this reaction we purchase the chemical from Sigma Aldrich CDH Merck. We determine melting point. We did IR. We have used FTIR Simatsu, which is in our lab. We calculated the NMR spectra. We used Bruker Evans 400 spectrophotometer, which is also in our lab. Mass spectra was done in Bruker. Microtop Q second 10030 mass spectrophotometer. This is in our university. And mass spectro. This is scanning. TAM and SAM was also done. These are instruments are available in our university. For the synthesis, what we have done, we have taken indole and substituted aldehyde water in, and we as we have synthesized this mesoporous cupric oxide, and we have used it as a heterogeneous catalyst. While doing the reaction, we have observed the reaction via TLC, and the resultant solid was filtered and treated with DMF. And after synthesis, see, this is the FTIR of what we have synthesized, the mesoporous cupric oxide. So this is P123 and this is our black one. You can see this is the mesoporous cupric oxide which we have synthesized. This is XRD pattern of macroporous cupric oxide monolith obtained after calcination of copper nitrate P123 dextrane. This is EDX of the cupric oxide monolith. These are the SAM images. You can see nice SAM images there. This is this I'll skip. This is the TAM image of porous CU monolith which we have synthesized. This is also a beautiful TAM image of the compound. This was after calcination. This is the nitrogen sorption isotherm for macroporous cupric oxide monolith prepared by calcination of copper nitrate. This is dark blue is adsorption and this light blue is desorption. You can see nice curve is there. This is 1H. This is of our formed compounds. This is the characterization of graphene oxide. In some reaction we have using this graphene oxide. This is TAM image of graphene oxide. This is TAM image of gold supported on ferric oxide. This is TAM image. This is in one reaction we have used nano particle of zinc oxide. So this is SAM image and XRD pattern of zinc oxide. And this is the polysible mechanism of nanoparticle catalyzed reaction. The reaction which I have told we have synthesized and we have published this paper. This is mechanism of this reaction. This is mucoporous cupric oxide as I have told. This is our aldehyde. It attaches here. So no need to explain the mechanism because you all are from chemistry background. You must be knowing. So after the completion of reaction, the catalyst is again regenerated. So these were the results. The multi-component coupling reaction in aqueous medium at room temperature are of great interest to synthetic chemists because they provide access to large number of organic molecules through a high atom economically and environmentally banning route. In order to elucidate the role of solvent, various solvents were used in order to evaluate the scope and limitation of the reaction. In general, the polar protic solvent like ethyl alcohol and water result in good yield. The aprotic solvent like DCM and chloroform give the lowest yield. The dielectric constant measures the solvent ability to reduce the field strength of the electric field surrounding a large particle immersed in it. Here you can see we have used varieties of solvent, and you can see here the highest yield was with ethyl alcohol and water, and the best reaction, as I have told, was with water, mesoporous cupric oxide, and the yield was 93%. Now, as I was saying, the catalyst which we have formed and which we have used, so the beauty was reusability of the catalyst. So the reusability of catalyst broadened the area of potential application. It is pertinent to mention that the nanomaterials were found to exhibit almost same catalytic activity, only showing a slight variation in reaction rate and percent yield of desired product. So it may be due to coagulation of nanoparticle resulting in the reduction of surface area of nanocatalyst used. The catalyst recovered above was added to the aqueous phase containing the same reactant. See, this what I was talking about. This is the reusability of catalyst which we have synthesized. Here you can see this is the yield. You can see yield is near about same, and this is the cycle number. So you can use this catalyst many of times, but the yield will remain the same. So as I was saying, the beauty was reusability of the formed catalyst, means these catalysts once you use can again be reused in variety of reactions. So now I am coming to the conclusion. In conclusion, we have developed a simple, rapid, efficient, and green method for the synthesis of variety of indole derivatives catalyzed by nanoparticles. Since it is important to find a simple, inexpensive, recoverable, and reusable catalyst for the synthesis of organic compounds, the reaction condition, as I have told, were mild, and most of the reaction we have done at room temperature, and it gives good yield of product. And the present method does not involve any hazardous organic solvent. Therefore, this procedure could be classified into and within the range of green chemistry. These methods offer several advantages, including avoidance of harmful organic solvents, high yield, short reaction time, a simple workup procedure, ease of separation, and recyclability of catalyst. So here we have reported the fusion of Benning aqueous medium and nanocatalyst to develop a mild and green approach with high environmental sustainability. So in this synthesis, we have reported an environmentally benign and highly efficient methodologies for synthesis of wide range of indole derivatives in presence of low cost nanomaterial. So these were few references. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rajkumar, for giving an opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Watching.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I invite Dr. S. Ganesh Raja, sir, UIT chairman, to conclude the event.
Good evening to everyone. Dear participants, if you have any questions, you can ask with Dr. Ratnesh Das. Please, you can ask your questions and some interactions. It will useful for others also. Dear audience, if you have any doubts or questions, please proceed.
Dear Professor, I have a question.
Please, sir.
Sure, sure.
Uh, Professor, how you are separating the catalyst again for use? Do you have any how you are separating the catalyst from the reaction after completing the reaction?
Hello, your voice.
Professor,
Hello,
Professor, how you are separating the catalyst again for reuse? Can you explain?
your voice is little bit echo is there. I'll first mute my mic.
Let me.
So he's asking how you are separating your material from your.
Hello, my voice is there. Hello.
Yes, yes,
Yes, sir.
Professor. Your voice is clear now. He
Uh-huh.
is asking how to separate your catalyst for reusable experiment, because you used 5 times reusable catalyst, right? So how he is asking how to separate your catalyst, dear Professor. Professor, you are not audible. Please
Now
unmute.
my voice is there.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Hello,
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
am I audible?
Yes, now it's audible.
Now I got his question. Just a minute. I'll explain with this slide. Just a minute. From this slide, you will understand now. See, this is our catalyst, है ना? Mesoporous copper oxide, which we have taken LDI, diamidone. After this coupling and all this, here we can see again this compound is formed. Again, it attaches here, and once your product is formed, this catalyst, after what we have done, we have taken water. So this is insoluble in water. So this comes in our filtrate, and the compound which we have synthesized, that will be, once you filter the compound, your catalyst will be there in filtrate. Now what you have to do, you have to, now once it is there, you can get it in your filtrate, this mesoporous cupric oxide.
Your product will be in soluble state or
Follow, please try to text in the chat box. He will provide you. Your audio is not clear.
yeah, I understood, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Professor. Thank you.
Any other questions from participants? Any other questions? Questions or some interactions? Yeah, Dr. Chandrasekhar, please. No, you.
Yes, I have small question.
Yeah, please.
So how to synthesize the carbon dioxide nanoparticle? What is the size of nanoparticle size? Hello,
Professor,
sir.
Professor Da, Professor. Professor, you are not audible, please.
He's, he's muted, I think.
Yes. Please unmute. Please unmute.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
You see, these copper oxide nanoparticles can be synthesized by any of the method which you are using for synthesis of nanoparticles. No specific
Oh,
method is required. We have synthesized by sol gel.
But yeah,
so
yeah.
what is the
I think
size?
I seen your slide. You used some commercial catalysts like titanium dioxide and copper oxide like that. I
No, for some most of the reaction what we are doing, we are using this mesoporous copper oxide, and for some reaction we have used nickel oxide
but
and titanium oxide.
but in your slide you mentioned that gold with the titanium dioxide. That is
Gold
yeah.
nanoparticles we have to get it supported on titanium oxide.
Okay. So this is gold particles is nanoparticle or gold
No,
clusters.
gold nanoparticles.
Oh, okay. Because some papers they mentioned that is single side catalyst like that. Is it a single side catalyst?
No. We have taken gold nanoparticles supported on titanium oxide,
Okay.
and
But
and in some reactions we have used nanorods of zinc oxide also.
okay, because some I referred some papers they used some gold clusters for used as a green catalyst. Some researchers used gold as a single atom catalyst, single atom with titanium dioxide catalyst like that. So I think
We have not used single atom.
okay, okay. So this is just a nanoparticles, right?
Yeah.
You have to use the mesoporous copper oxide and nickel oxide also, right? So
Yeah.
this nickel oxide is a mesoporous or just nanoparticles?
No, copper oxide is mesoporous and nickel oxide is just a nanoparticle.
Okay, okay. So you also synthesized many derivatives in indole derivatives. Those derivatives, how to you choose the derivatives, because those derivatives are useful for medicines or some other purposes. Some substitutions like electrophilic, some substitutions like nucleophilic. So how
No,
you
what we
choose?
have done, we have done electrophilic substitution. So mostly we have done substitution at three position in indole moiety.
Okay, okay, okay. Any other questions from participants, please?
Sir, did you try it with the imidazole derivatives? Any other specific reason for indole?
So as I have told, indole is mostly present in many of the natural products. So therefore, we have taken indole, and nowadays we are just working on indole moiety, indole and coumarin.
So, which one is preferable result? Which one giving a preferable result for your application point of view? Especially when you are taking a substituted alkyl group or substituted aromatic group.
Can you repeat your question?
When you are taking a substituted imidazole, that alkyl is preferable one for the application or aromatic giving a preferable result.
So in imidazole, you can go for alkyl derivatives.
Sir, what?
Alkyl hydroaminase, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alkyl
alkyl
hydroamines.
hydroaminase using nickel
Yeah.
oxide as a nanoparticles, as a
Yeah.
catalyst. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you prepared this nickel oxide in different methods or only one method?
Not only in one, in few methods we have tried this.
Okay, okay. So that starting materials you used nickel nitrate or nickel sulfates or some other? Which is your
No,
yeah,
we have
precursor?
we have used nickel nitrate.
Okay,
Nickel nitrate.
okay, nickel nitrate. Okay, so very good presentations, and you shared your research experience also. This is a wonderful session. If you have any questions, audience, please unmute your
They
audio.
can ask or
Yeah.
they can ask or Dr. Rajkumar is having my email. So
Okay.
they can email me or they can WhatsApp me also.
Okay. Okay. Sure, sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much, sir.
Hello.
Yeah. Subhas, Subhashini, you can
Yes,
proceed.
sir.
Yeah, please proceed.
Thank you, sir. Now we have finally come to an end of our occasion. It has been a great and wonderful day. Gratitude is not only greatest of virtues, but parent of all others. Now I invite Dr. S. Tirumurugan, sir, UIT coordinator, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Very good evening to all. Gratitude is not only in the words, but also in our heart, which express it. It's my pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this wonderful, knowledgeable occasion. I take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. Ratnesh Das, Professor, Devamda Chemistry, Dr. Hari Singh Gaur, Central University, Sagar, Madhya Pradesh, for his excellent presentation about a concurrent scenario in green chemistry and nanomaterials. We got knowledge in the area of one part three component system reaction and green synthesis of metal oxide nanoparticle with indole derivative. Thank you, sir. I like to express my sincere gratitude to our chairman of Universal Intellectual Trust, Dr. A.S. Ganesh Raja, for his everlasting effort to our trust. I would like to express my thanks to our Secretary of UIT, Dr. K. Rajkumar, for his constant encouragement in all the ways to our trust. I like to express my gratefulness to our Treasurer of UIT, Dr. S. Chandrasekhar, for his sincere hard work in all the activities to develop trust. I like to express my gratitude to our coordinator of UIT, Dr. Y. Sasikumar, for his constant hard work to our trust. I express my special thanks to volunteer of UIT, Ms. R. Subhashini, for this webinar to go on smoothly. I also express my thanks to Ms. K. Sudhartani and other volunteers of UIT for their precious support to our trust. Finally, I extend my thanks to our participants from